Well, people who live along the railroad tracks say they're sick of getting stuck waiting for stopped trains. The most recent incident was a 2-hour affair. Christian Hauser joins us from Lockland now with how the idle trains are becoming somewhat of a safety hazard, right, Christian?
That's right, Cammie. This is just one of several railroad crossings in Lockland behind me. Like all the other crossings in the village, they're all at grade. That means that they're all level with each other, so that when a train's coming through here, there's no way to get around it. And it's not just people who are upset. Emergency crews are forced to find detours to get around it. Karen Cochran is being forced to learn patience. On the other side of the railroad crossing, her son's waiting in the cold.
I got there at like 2:45 and the train didn't move until 5:04.
This happened yesterday.
It's really frustrating when you know your kid's waiting in 30 degrees weather and sick.
Some people won't wait for the trains to get moving. They'll just cross between the rail cars. Euylonda Stamm says she's seen kids do this too.
They'll either take and pull their bikes under it or try to get them over it, and they'll go under it. The other day, we actually caught kids on the train as it started to move.
Just really scared that the train would start at that moment and move and just crush somebody.
Police Chief James Tolles has worked in Lockland for 24 years.
The biggest concern that we have is that, knock on wood, we have not had a fatality from somebody climbing under or over them tracks yet. I beg you to preach to your kids not to climb under or over a stopped train.
And if an emergency happens on the east side of town and there's a stopped train, emergency crews have to go down to Galbraith or up to Glendale Milford to get across. Chief Tolles says they rely on nearby towns to respond until they can get to a scene. They'll also call the railroad to see what the holdup is.
We know the real issue is that the rail yards are full downtown. They can't get the trains in. There's trains in there trying to unload or get out before the other trains can get in.
A municipality can complain, but that's about it. Courts have ruled the railways are under federal jurisdiction and railroads can't be fined for blocking an intersection for extended periods of time.
Until one of our kids get hurt, I don't think they're really going to do or stop any.
Now, this is such an issue that Lockland schools will actually hold the kids inside while there's a train stopped on the tracks just because they know that some kids are tempted to cross that. And I reached out to Norfolk Southern, who owns the line, and they have not gotten back to me yet. Live in Lockland, Christian Hauser, Local 12 News.
That is scary, Christian. Thank you. All right, so if you're wondering how this can happen, here is why. A federal judge ruled that an Ohio law regulating the obstruction of roads by trains is preempted by federal law. Now, the lawsuit came after several incidents in Defiance, including one road that was blocked for 15 hours.